Cedric, because we need to feed some data to our cars, our connected cars. So Cedric, yeah, what's that? Are we going to play frisbee or what's the plan?
I'm going to try to put this into context first.
Right.
So basically, the problem we're tackling is parking management. As more and more people move towards big cities, key city systems, such as city streets or transportation systems, are being strained to a breaking point, basically. And I'm going to try to illustrate this with a few facts and figures that I just actually found on the internet about how we spend the days of our lives. So for those of us who are to live to 70 years old, we'll have spent around 26,000 days on this planet.
26,000 days.
26,000 days.
Okay.
I made the calculation myself, actually.
Okay, all right.
So how do we spend these days? We spend around 15 of them kissing. We spend around 50 days having sex. We spend 120 days laughing. We spend 150 days on hold, actually. That's 60 hours every year listening to stupid music, waiting for your human being to pick up. And we spend around 180 hours on average smoking, which tends to prove that smokers are indeed shortening their lives. So why am I saying all this? Is because I would like to compare this with the time we spend actually looking for a place to park. It's actually more than the time we spend kissing. It's more than the time we spend laughing, and it's more than the time we spend having sex. It's actually more than the three of these combined. A study in London on 9,000 drivers has shown that, on average, people spend 1 year of their lives finding a place to park, which is pretty amazing. And at city level, it means that around 30% of traffic consists on any given moment of people looking for a place to park, which for a city like Paris alone represents 2 million tons of CO2 emissions that could be saved every year. So aside from the pollution issue, which is obviously very important, for us the real question is, do we want to live in a world where we spend 3 times as much time parking as we do laughing, for instance? The answer is no, and that's why 3 years ago we created SmartGrains, a company dedicated to guiding drivers to available parking bays through intelligent mesh networks. So basically, what we built are these wireless sensors. They can be very easily set up underground, and they can do basically 2 things. The first one is to detect whether a car is parked or not, and we do this by measuring local variations in the Earth's magnetic field. The second one is to transmit this information wirelessly from one sensor to the next till it reaches a gateway. We're able this way to build a real-time map of a parking zone occupancy, being in a street, in an airport, or in a mall, for instance. Talking about malls, our solution, ParkSense, was recently selected by Unibail-Rodamco, which is Europe's leading mall manager, in order to equip 2 of its flagship stores called Vélizy 2 and Paris 2 near Paris, which means that actually right now, every day, our ParkSense solution is guiding up to 100,000 drivers to vacant parking spots. So it does exist, and it is working. We are now working on extending the reach of this technology to on-street parking, with applications ranging from guidance, of course, to control and enforcement. Our first trial was set up around a year ago in a town called Issy-les-Moulineaux, near Paris, on 100 parking spots, which was quite small, but still within a month we had 20,000 downloads of the guidance application from more than 80 countries. Obviously, the application was useless for the users of 79 of these 80 countries, but still it really shows the need for this kind of guidance solutions. So in a nutshell, what we believe parking management will be the cornerstone of a revolution in traffic management. We believe that soon, within 5 or 10 years, parking guidance will be as prevalent as traffic lights. And we also believe this will help people have more time to do the things that matter to them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Brilliant demonstration. So we're not going to play, actually, frisbee, but it shows how we need to combine things, which is embed a number of technologies within the car, but also put some of the things and and data providers on the infrastructures themselves, and the complexity that is behind that, because you need to negotiate. In first place, like in robotic cars, we've seen that. It's always easier on a private area, so commercial centers, for instance, and then expand to other areas, in streets and cities, and in the end, yeah, it will take a couple of years, but yeah.
At least it's the strategy we're pursuing.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Sadek.
Thank you.